if a snake bites you, are you gonna get mad at the snake and ask why it bit you, or are you gonna go get an antidote? And I thought this was really interesting. And I had told to my friend who recently his girlfriend broke up with him. It's like, yeah, bro, like that's like a really good analogy. Like, why would I go and yell at her and say, like, why'd you break up with me? Like, what the hell? Like, doesn't make any sense. Instead, he could ignore her, block her or whatever, don't speak to her, and then learn about himself and heal by himself. So when this girl ended things that I was dating for around 2 months, I tried to get revenge on her by going to the beach and making out with some random fat chick. And it sounds so idiotic saying it out loud because at that time she was literally hooking up with one of her guy friends. So it's like, dude, obviously doesn't give a shit about you. And I tried getting revenge by making it with some fat chick and telling her on Snapchat. So it sounds ridiculous, but this is kind of an extreme example. But revenge is kind of dumb because she didn't give a fuck about me. Like, she did not care about me at all. So if I just forgave her in my mind and say, you know what, she did me wrong, like, there's nothing I really could have done, and I just moved on, found a better girl instead of being stuck on her and trying to make it with some fat chick to get revenge on her. Like, saying it out loud, it makes it sound ridiculous, but in my mind, it would make her jealous and make her want me back. So it's just important to find the right girl and do the right things for the right girl. I could have easily just forgave her, whatever, she did me wrong. She was hooking up with one of her friends. Obviously, she's not the one. And then just go on. So I want to give another example of where I chose the right option, and I'm glad I did. So I had this best friend since I was in third grade. Something happened to us about a year ago. I don't really want to get into it just because it's kind of personal. And if you guys want to hear an experience about it, if you guys want to hear the experience, just let me know in the comments. But around a year later, we started keeping in contact again. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? Like, how are you? And then I recently found out he was hitting up this girl that I was talking to, the one on the beach. Not the one on the beach, but the one I just mentioned. And it was like, damn, like I was best friends with this kid for like 7 years, and I'm trying to like tell him about like what's recently happened in my life. And he starts DMing her, and like literally the girl like went up to me. She like added me on Snapchat. It's like, yo, like your friend is DMing me. And I was like, damn, like that's crazy work. And like I forgave him for it in my head. I'm like, you know what? Like I could like yell at him and get mad at him, but that's not it's not gonna change anything. Like I can get as mad as I want at him and yell at him as much as I want, but you can't change a person. You can bring a horse to water, you can't force it to drink. So, I just forgive him in my head. I'm like, you know what? I forgive you, man. And I just stopped hanging out with him. Because why would I hang out with someone who doesn't even like me and wants to use me for chicks? Doesn't make much sense. But forgiveness in this sense made it so that I didn't waste any time or anything like that. I got over if I went and asked him like, "Yo, dude, like, why are you doing this? What the hell?" I tried to pick a fight with him. First off, I would have got my ass beat, and it's just not worth it. I would have wasted time, and I would have humiliated myself just like I did with the girl I mentioned before. I just humiliated myself. And, it sucks. So I kind of want to put up an example that's kind of common, but not too common. So let's say like you're walking down the beach or whatever, and some dude bumps into you. He's like, "What the fuck, bro?" Like, obviously, he's kind of inebriated. Well, option one, you can hit him and start a fucking fight. Option two, you can tell him to go fuck himself. Or option three, you can apologize and keep moving. So the kind of pros of option one, I need to go through the pros and cons of each one because honestly, they're all valid options. Like, they're all options you could do. Option one, you could hit him and start a fight. So, benefit of this, you get revenge on him, you beat his ass. Cons of this, you go to jail for assault, you get your fucking ass beat. Option two, tell him to go fuck himself. He might start a fight and try to hit you. Might get an assault charge. Might be able to beat his ass rent free. Or you might break a couple bones fighting him. Apologize and keep moving. You don't have to deal with this dude anymore. He's gets in your head a little bit, oh well, and you lose your ego. Option three, in my opinion, is the best option because you don't waste any time, you don't humiliate yourself, or you don't risk the chance of humiliating yourself, and it just hurts your ego a little bit. Like it's not the end of the world to get your ego hurt a little bit if that means moving on and forgiving someone. And that also practices the muscle of forgiveness because you have to build up for forgiveness. You can't just forgive like some childhood trauma from your parents or anything like that. But starting with forgiving some random dude on the beach for bumping into you is a start. And there's a huge, like, cycle of revenge that I kind of noticed with myself and with others. So, the first thing that happens is actions of violence against you. You know, someone hits you, someone pushes you, someone says some mean things to you that kind of hit deep down. You get hurt. You know, like it doesn't feel good to get attacked by someone or insulted by someone. And then obviously you want to get revenge. You know, you're sick of them. Like, what the hell, bro? Like, I hate you. Like, why'd you just do that? So then you hurt someone back, whether it's this person or whether it's a person down the line, whether someone insulted you and then later you get mad at your family because you just have this built up anger. And then you realize that you're just like the person who hurt you. You know, you're no better than the person you hurt that hurt you. And it's like, damn. And then you just go back to your original state. And then that cycle of violence can start again. Or instead of wanting revenge, you can forgive them and be like, you know what, bro, I forgive you. And that sense, you'll be at more peace with yourself, you'll be at peace with them, and you won't have to hurt anybody else. And you can break that cycle of revenge, you know? Because you're just gonna humiliate yourself if you're mean to your parents or mean to someone back. It's just not great. Everyone's first initial action, no matter how much you've practiced this muscle of forgiveness, is to get revenge. But the best thing you can do for yourself, this is selfish. Being selfish isn't necessarily bad. In this sense, being selfish is good, is to forgive them so you don't waste your precious time on them. You know what I mean? Like, it's so easy to get mad at someone and then want revenge. But what you could just do is forgive them. And even if you hate on them, it's not going to change them. Or most of the time, it won't even provoke a feeling. Like with the girl on the beach, not the girl on the beach, but the girl that I was trying to get revenge on, she didn't give a shit. She didn't give a shit that I was trying to provoke a feeling out of her. She didn't care. And that's why I think it's a humiliation ritual. You know, you're humiliating yourself by trying to get back at someone who doesn't like you or doesn't enjoy your presence. And that's why it's so important to forgive them so you don't waste your time with people who don't like you or don't enjoy your presence. It's just a big thing like I've had to learn. It's super hard to learn, but it's a super good skill to learn. And let me know what you guys think. If you guys think I'm correct, if you guys think I'm an idiot, think like, like revenge is good sometimes. Like, sure, like sometimes revenge can feel good, but most of the time it won't work. And in my forgiveness will always trump revenge. But if you think different, just let me know.